Hi everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to do the straight zigzag today. It's different than the regular zigzag because the pattern is a zigzag, but the bracelet doesn't zig and zag like the normal zigzag bracelet. This is the one we're making today. And so what you're going to start with is you're going to start with two colors that are the length of your fingertips. Yeah, obviously know what your fingertips are, to the base of your other arm. And then your next string is going to be one string of the length of your fingertips to the base of your neck. And then you need two more strings of a different color from your fingertips to the base of your neck. And then two strings that are the one length of your arm. And right here, the base color is these first two strings. And here it's the green. And then your next string, right here, the black, is going to be that little blue line right there. And your next two strings, these light yellows, are going to be the purple. And your last white ones are going to make the little dot at the end. I'm not sure if you can see that. Okay, now that you know what it's going to look like and where the strings are going to go, we'll get started. So you're going to start with your first yellow over here, and you make a backwards 4, and you tie it 2 times. 1, 2. And you do that on all of the strings down to the last white. 2 times. Backwards knots. 1, 2. After a while, you get kind of in your own pace when you knot it. Like I do mine one-handed sometimes, not to be show-offy or anything, but you just kind of get into it after a while. And you'll know if bracelet making is your thing, because as I said, you'll get into it. Did I do 2 on there? Okay. Sorry. So you got your last one, and you do 1, 2. Now you'll set your yellow to the side, your first yellow, and you take the next one, and you do it all the way down to the ends of the whites, but do not do it on your first yellow. That's how you kind of get the zigzag part, I guess. So, 1. These are still backwards knots. 1, 2. No. 1, 2. 1, 2. And just so, never mind, I'll explain that in a minute. 1, 2. 1, 2. And so now you've done both of your yellows. And I'll show you this real quick. And see, your first yellow will be long and will have gone across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be 6 knots for your first string and 5 knots for your next. Then 4, 3, 2, eventually 1. Okay, so now you're going to do your black string to the end of the whites. And 2 knots each string. And if anyone else wants to start making videos, I thought I'd let them know how I film mine. I use a tripod, and I have my camera on top of that. I just have a small digital camera that shoots video. And then I'm using the top of my dresser, which is as my workstation, because it's at my arm level. And I just stand the tripod up and extend the legs on it, and then zoom in a little bit on my bracelet. And then I watch through the camera as I make it. Okay, so now you take the black and you do it on the whites. Okay, so I've done my black to the ends of the whites, and just kind of slide it up with your finger a little bit. So now I've done the black, so there's 4 knots for the black. Now you take your first yellow and do it to the ends of the whites. I hope you're noticing the pattern that everything goes to the ends of those white strings. So 1, 2, 1, whoops, I almost stood on the wrong string. And it's always 2 knots, and for now we're still doing backwards knots. And if you don't know how to do different knots, I know Hollister Girl 101 has made a video with all the different knots on it. And I wouldn't make this bracelet as your first one. I would start with either a spiral or Chinese staircase, I don't know which you call it, or just a regular candy stripe bracelet to get into the hang of bracelet making. Or even just try out the different knots on a couple of pieces of spare string. Okay, so you finished with your first light yellow, and now you slide up, and then you just push it up with your nail so that the knots are all nice and together. And then use your next yellow to the ends of the whites. And then you get to your whites, and you're actually only going to do 1 knot with it. You take your first white string and make a backwards knot on the other white string. So that's your first part right here. You have your yellows and blacks. And now, to get it to zigzag, this is what we're going to do. Zig and zag are just really cool words. Okay. Okay, so now you just got to straighten your strings back out. And now you're going to make forward knots with your first yellow string, all the way down to the whites. Take your first and do a forward knot twice. 1, 2. So now we're just doing the same thing on all the strings, just doing forward knots. Okay, all the way to the end of the whites. And then on your last white string. Okay. So that's it. You just keep going, doing forward knots all the way down that way, and sliding it up with your finger. And you just keep doing forward knots with all your strings like you did. Same thing, just different knots.